There's a website that shouldn't exist, a forum hidden in plain sight, one that disguises itself with toilet humor and irony. But what it actually hides is sickening. This isn't the dark web. This isn't a hidden onion link. This is Skibidi Farms, a site that you can access right now on the ClearNet. At first glance, it looks like a joke site. The front page is littered with poorly edited memes, chaotic threads, and seemingly ironic inside jokes. It appears unserious, unimportant, just another weird corner of the internet. But peel back the surface and something changes. There are threads titled things like child category. And yes, obviously it also has a monkey thread. This is no longer a place for memes. It's a library of human cruelty. And they're not hiding it. Inside, users openly share horrific videos, torture of monkeys, videos of cats being mutilated, threads titled "That One ISIS video with a bomb tutorial," archival purposes, Islam is Tutsi behavior, where users laugh over innocent people perishing. And beyond animals and adults, there are open discussions about child abuse. They glorify violence here. One section outright states, discussions about Hutu superiority over Tutsi cockroaches. Yes, open genocide glorification in 2025 on the ClearNet. The main admin of the website, here's his profile picture. Looks familiar? This is a caricature of one of Hutu generals. Just when I thought I'd seen the worst of Skibidi Farms, I clicked on the site's terms and rules. What I expected was a boilerplate disclaimer, something about content moderation, maybe even a fake ironic warning. What I found instead was this. What you're looking at is not satire. It's not some random internet meme. This is the Hutu 10 Commandments, a piece of genocidal propaganda published in 1990 that directly fueled the Rwandan genocide, a conflict that left over 800,000 people dead. For those of you who don't know, the Hutu and Tutsi were two very similar ethnic groups living in Rwanda. They shared the same language and cultural and religious traditions. But in April 7th, 1994, over a span of around 100 days, members of the Tutsi ethnic group, as well as some moderate Hutu and Twa, were systematically killed by Hutu militias. They also wrote the 10 Commandments for their own people to follow and to make sure that their bloodline remains clean. Here's a few of them.
Every Hutu should know that a Tutsi woman, whoever she is, works for the interests of her Tutsi ethnic group. As a result, we shall consider a traitor any Hutu who marries a Tutsi woman, employs a Tutsi woman as concubine, employs a Tutsi woman as a secretary, or takes her under protection. The Hutu should stop having mercy on the Tutsi. The social revolution of 1959, the referendum of 1961, and the Hutu ideology must be taught to every Hutu at every level. Every Hutu must spread this ideology widely. Any Hutu who persecutes his brother for having read, spread, and taught this ideology is a traitor.
This isn't here by accident. It's not buried in some obscure thread. It's in the main sidebar, under Help, right next to Privacy Policy. So, what is it doing here? The answer is chilling. These people aren't driven by any real ideology. They're not political radicals. They're not white nationalists or left-handed path occultists. They're clout chasers. This content exists solely for looking edgy, evil as a personality, for aesthetic. They wear the imagery of genocide, Satanism, or terrorism, like it's just another Discord server badge. These users don't care about Rwandan history. You'll find pentagrams spliced between gore edits. It's not real belief, it's theater. Another board, lol cows. The subheader says it all. Talk about retarded lol cows here, doxing allowed. These aren't trolls, these are predators, sharing addresses, contact info, and encouraging harassment for entertainment. So, how is this still here? Skibidi Farms masks its horror and irony. When questioned, the admin claim it's all satire, that it's all free speech. They call it performance art. This site is hosted overseas, behind rotating proxies, and it plays just enough legal gymnastics to survive. But the content itself crosses moral and ethical lines every single day. When I dropped my Mona Lisa monkey video, it sent shockwaves. I exposed a network of zoo sadists who were operating openly. In return, I was harassed, doxxed, targeted. They tried to discredit me and lie about me. I know what happens next. Skibidi Farms will see this video. They will try to ruin me too, but I'm not stopping. Because if we keep ignoring these people, we let them win. What kind of people use Skibidi Farms? Many are adults who drift between fringe communities like 4chan's worst boards, Telegram gore rings, and obscure discords. They embrace extreme content to look cool in a subculture built on nihilism. There's a subforum called Degeneracy archives where users rate gore content, including animal and human death footage. And threads like child gore suggest content that should never exist. But here's the truth I want you to hear clearly. Most of the people on these forums aren't monsters in a classical sense. They're misfits, broken individuals who probably got hurt by life. And this is their coping mechanism. They live miserable lives, spending their days chasing attention, weaponizing pain, and hiding behind irony. Instead of responding with only anger or hate, maybe we should also feel something else. Pity. It's sad that people with so much time, so much access to information and technology, chose this, to become shadows in a rotting subculture, rather than create or contribute to anything real. Let's be clear, this isn't just all attention seeking. Among their members are individuals convicted of real crimes. One name is Bradley Cadenhead, sentenced for child exploitation. Another, Tobbs, affiliated with the infamous NLM Zoo Sadist network. They celebrate murder, they celebrate abuse, because to them being part of something notorious gives them value, even if that something is absolutely disgusting. It's hard to distinguish between a basement-dwelling troll and an actual predator. That's the danger. That's why we talk about it. One thread on Skibidi Farms is dedicated entirely to mocking monkey torture whistleblowers. And here's what's important. The only outside support the monkey abuse community has received comes from a sextortion network, one known for targeting children. That's who's defending them. A common cope among zoo sadists is that at least we don't hurt kids. But Skibidi Farms is proof that this isn't true. Every day, more overlap surfaces between these degenerates and predators who cross even darker lines. Now, how can you help? Never visit this site, not even out of curiosity. Skibidi Farms logs IP addresses, use third-party embeds, and has connections to doxing rings. Instead, if you see someone discussing it seriously or leaking content from it, report it. I've included links to the Cyber Tip Line, Animal Welfare Institute, and Interpol Child Exploitation Reporting. Real people and real animals are suffering, because this content exists. Skibidi Farms isn't some edgy meme site. It's a gathering point for abusers. It's a manifesto for cruelty disguised as comedy. This is Case File 003. It won't be the last, because Skibidi Farms is just a symptom. The disease is deeper, and I won't stop until it's exposed. I am Maskyotic. I wear the mask because the truth has no face. Subscribe, share, and speak, because silence is complicity. If you'd like to support the channel, you can check out my Patreon page in the description down below. This is the place where we go deeper. As for my current supporters, this is their list. Stay safe out there. Bye.